Hi guys, I'm Muzz the Maker, and today we're going to have a look at my Harry Potter themed Knockturn Alley BookNook. So like the last time, I found a kit on Etsy that I really liked, especially with this angled wall and the dead end. I thought it was really cool, and I really like the style of Knockturn Alley, as you can see in these reference photos, the black brick, the greens and the purples of the reference photos. It really gave me a lot of inspiration, so I knew I wanted to do a lot of brickwork with this kit. I used my Dremel and spent a long time cutting out all the bricks. I also used this routering tool in my Dremel to do all the stonework on the floor, to get rid of all the mortar courses and give the 3D element to the stonework. This was really time consuming, but I thought it'd be worth it in the end, especially with all the lights I had planned to put within this BookNook. I continued to build the shop front. This was quite an easy part to build. Just followed the instructions. I started to test fit everything together to see how everything looked and how everything felt. And already the lighting on the brickwork and the stonework really gave some depth to it all. Did some lighting tests with some green LEDs and just dry fit the whole kit together really. Added more detail to the shop front, including the signs and the windows. I then found these LED lamps that look like the gas lights from the reference photos. I knew I wanted to add these in as an extra level of detail. And time for some painting. I did some greys, blacks, light greys, and painted the whole BookNook in this sort of colour theme, picking out keystones and bricks and then tying it all together with a black wash. This ended up looking really close to the reference photos that I had of Knockturn Alley. I then did some lighting tests just to see how all the relief of the stonework and the brickwork and how the light and shadow would work with each other, and all that hard work paid off. It was well worth it in the end, just that extra level of effort and you get a better result. So as you can tell, I'm pretty pleased with that. I moved on to the front porch area of Noggin and Bonds. Added in the hazy perspex for all the windows and some clear perspex for Borgin and Burkes. After some final testing of the main lighting, I was happy, so I started to wire it all in, including the gas lamp. Made this doormat from a hessian bag, just cut the shape, added some tufts and grass by the drains, and I made this little broom from reeds from the garden and the wood stick from the kit. I also added some newspapers scattered around, one on the doorstep and some objects in the windows. Now I knew I wanted some animation in this BookNook. I bought this Train Tech flashing light effects circuit board. The plan was to add a wizard casting some spells in the top arch window at the back of the BookNook. I put the LEDs behind the silhouette, and as they flashed randomly, it gave the effect of someone practicing magic up in the top room. I added this lighting effect to an on and off switch, so I could trigger it when I wanted to, so it wouldn't be on all the time, as I think the flashing would probably get a bit annoying after a while. This turned out to be quite an ambitious lighting project really. There was lots of LEDs, lots of different elements like resistors and buck converters and circuit boards to wire in. But it definitely gave me a lot of practice and it was worth it in the end. Shop windows, I've added all the details in, like the little candles and some skulls, books, and that hand you can see there is actually a hand from a childhood toy, which I, shall we say, repurposed and painted gold. Don't worry, he's all bandaged up now. So after a lot of dodgy soldering and some burnt fingers, I think the hard work paid off in the end. The lights really worked well together and it gave the look that I was after. With my newfound confidence, I thought I'd make it a little bit harder on myself and add in another lighting effect. This one as well was from Train Tech, and it gives the effect of lights turning on and off at different times. I did these to all the top windows above all the shops, and they turn on and off, as you can see here, at different times, just to give the illusion that people are going in and out of different rooms, and add another level of movement to the BookNook and a bit of interest for anybody watching for a long period of time. With the lighting finally done, it was just a case of adding in the front fascia and the side panels to the BookNook and hide all my messy wiring. just spent some time now adding some details here and there, changing things around. Added the blue light above the archway window at the end. Some greenery growing over the shop fronts. And just tweaking really. I did find this little cauldron on Etsy, which I thought I'd add outside the front of Noggin and Bonds. I still needed to add the skulls in, hanging from some thread, and the sign itself. And yes, all that brickwork on the side and front I cut out as well and painted. Even though you can't see it hidden behind the books. But I knew it was there, so that's the main thing. The last thing to do was finish off Noggin and Bonds with the sign and the skulls in the window. They were a bit of a pain to do, on tiny bits of thread covered in glue, facing the wrong way, spinning around all the time. But with a little patience, I got there. This is a BookNook now complete. Nothing to do but add it to the bookshelf. I had a lot of fun with this project, guys, so enjoy the close-ups, and I'll catch you again in the next one. Cheers.